Alright, so it's the end of day 2 and we're on our way to our first proper gig in Nashville at Norm's River Roadhouse. This will be an interesting night, I think. It's already been an interesting afternoon. The gear that we've hired came in the largest road cases we've ever seen, and so as a result we couldn't fit the girls in the car. So unfortunately they won't be at the gig tonight. It'll just be Josh and I playing drums and bass, and, rocking out a bit. They're just going to stay in the hotel. So we just played Norm's River Roadhouse, which was a pretty interesting gig. It was out in the middle of nowhere, and we booked it like just a few weeks ago, not really knowing much about it. And it was really cool. God, where are we going? This is amazing. I think we're going into the hills of Dakota up here.
You've seen that movie Into the Wild? That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
I was thinking more. Deliverance.
Oh yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
And we got there, and it looked like one of those roadhouses that you see in horror movies, on the side of the highway in the middle of nowhere. Seriously in the middle of nowhere. But we got there and Norm greeted us, and he was a lovely man.
Norm, who runs the joint, is actually a sound engineer who's just decided to buy a Roadhouse and have live bands because he loves it. And we had possibly the best sound mix we've ever had, which was so unexpected in such a small, weird venue. We even went out drinking with him after the show that night in town.
We're at Norm's River Roadhouse in Nashville.
It's near a river, and it's a tiny little roadhouse. We're playing downstairs. It's like you walk downstairs into almost like a basement area. It's actually really nice, and all the power points or all the power lines are on the ceiling because apparently this place floods when the river gets too high.
So the band that played before us was called the Jake Leg Stompers. I don't know how to emphasise that actually. Yeah. Could be Jake Leg Stompers or the Jake Leg Stompers.
There was a few very funny characters in the audience who were very interesting to talk with. Some who had no teeth. all of whom spoke very, very loudly.
If you wandered out to China, I would hop an ocean liner just to meet with my darling.
The first band went on, and luckily they brought a crowd with them, so we had a nice, lovely audience to play to. And then it was our turn, and we weren't sure how it was going to go because it was the first time we've ever played in America, and obviously you never know how a new audience in a new country is going to go. It was kind of like a test gig.
Big grin. I've been to Brizzy and back, found love and all that, and had all the fun I ever dreamed about.
We played to them, and it actually went really, really well. Everyone loved it, and they got our sense of humour, and they were laughing at our jokes.
Wearing my swimmers like they were underwear.
It was just great. Americans are quite loud when they're in the audience. They howl and they cheer, and they get right into it when they like something.
Sometimes I think I'm living in the future.
And we sold a few CDs, which is great.
I think I'm missing out on the present.
It was really such a wonderful gig. I loved it. The room was small, and those people seemed to love it. We had an absolute ball. I really couldn't have asked for a better first show in Nashville.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.